Hey guys, what's up? Time for some more StarCraft 2 action, and today we're going to be seeing a European battle between the Red Protoss WhiteRa, of course known for being really creative with warp prism play and its special tactics, and we're going to be seeing as the Purple Zerg, GameOfDrones, also known as TLO, the little one, of course a very creative player as well. Bit of a battle of creativity we have here, and it must be a bit of a Song of Fire and Ice fan. Of course you play the game of drones, you win or you die, and that's the way it works. Bit of drone micro there, get that close mineral patch. Of course this is Onaha, the latter edition, so you got quite easy third to take, although you've got these rocks which can be used either to counter-attack, or you can wall off the front as a Protoss and then sort of break them down when you want to come out. WhiteRa starting with a low ground pylon, which of course means he's going to be going for a Forge Fast expand. And I have to expect from Game of Drones he'll go for the standard Zerg play of probably a pull before hatchery. That's just the way you usually do things against Forge Fast expand, otherwise you're going to have to deal with some cannon shenanigans. Of course WhiteRa now scanning out to the lower part of the map. There is only one spawn on this map, so he knows exactly where to go. And wouldn't you be surprised if he tries to harass the natural dropper going down with a pylon or just the probe micro. Looks like TLO is going for that 14 spawning pool, probably get a 15 or 16 hatchery, and then go into sort of the well, Stefanos plays very common at this point, and that's the type where you get a quick second. And then you get the third, and you got about 60 drones, and you can just pump roaches out to the max, and it's really effective against Forge Fast Expand. Of course, that's why Lava Zergs are doing it. Bit of drone harass, almost got that, almost got half that drone's HP. Looks like WhiteRa now going down to the natural. It doesn't want to natural from going down. So I stole some minerals from the Zerg player. Bit of a cheeky move. Game of Drones went for that early spawning pool instead of the hatchery. Of course he's going to have to put down that forge instead of the nexus first, and looks like he's going down to now. He could put it down, but ooh, he's opted for 6 slings instead of going for the hatchery, so this is a bit of a bold move. He wants to try and put a bit of aggression on. Maybe he's hoping that forge went down second after the nexus, but of course that's not the case. And these 6 slings are a very early investment. It's going to take him a while. He still doesn't have an expansion yet. He should be getting it down momentarily, but of course these slings will harass that probe away and prevent any cannon going down. So it looks like, yep, getting his natural now. And I won't be surprised if he takes almost immediately take another base, but he's getting a gas early, and if you're playing the Stefano style, you don't get gas till about 6 minutes. So one gas play could mean he's going for a Ling speed. So it should be interesting to see how he's going. Of course, really no way he's going to get inside here at the moment. Cannon takes out one Ling, and looks like he's going around to those rocks. And this is why it's not really usually not very good to invest in these Lings, because they just can't get in. He's walled off that probe, and the cannon's up, and the gateway's almost finished. And at this point I think he's going to go back into a more macro style. He is taking down these rocks though, and it's going to take 5 Lings a little while to take these down. He could get some units out like a Stalker in time and probably just prevent those Lings from doing any real damage. Sending a Queen to his natural, doesn't want to have any pylons going up of course. And he is mining gas now, so probably going to be getting Ling speed. Very unlikely to go for a quick layer in this build. Really needs to sort of catch up in macro if he wants to match WhiteRa. Of course, the Forge Fast Expand, you get a lot of macro out, and then you can just pop out like something like a 6 gate or a warp prism play. And it looks like he is getting those probe away from his third, so WhiteRa doesn't know if he's going to be expanding, and there is a drone going down, so I'm just going to minerals. Looks like that Zealot is trying to get these Lings, and oh, nice positioning by WhiteRa. These Lings are going to be very not effective in this. They can't get this around, and that Zealot is actually... He's taken out 1. He's got to take out 4 if he wants to be effective. 3, if he can get 1 more. 1 shot. Sure. So he lost about 25 minerals sending that Zealot out. Going to take about 2 minutes for these Lings to try and take those rocks down, and you think he sees the pointless and runs away. It's like this will be the third. So he will be going for that expansion to deal with the Protoss Forge Fast Expand. We do see a Stargate, and this is actually quite a common build for the Protoss. They'll get out a bunch of Zealots and a few Stargates units, such as Phoenix or usually Void Rays, and they'll just harass the third because it's really hard to defend until you've got creep connecting. And of course he's only got 2 queens at the moment. He's probably going to want to get out at least another one for his third, and with 3 queens he can defend against it, but the Zealots take out the queens, and it can become quite difficult if you've only got Lings. He does have metabolic boost now, and he's continuing to harvest gas, so it's not completely macro orientated. He wants to get a bit of units out, and of course we do have this Stalker coming out, probably the Zealot and the Probe, and that's going to be really annoying harassment. Of course, if he didn't have speed, this would actually be incredibly dangerous because the Stalker really never gets catched by non-speedlings. Although with the Zealot and the Stalker, he'd still be a bit of a threat, but these Lings should be able to clean it up. Just has to be careful with the positioning, and he goes in, and it looks like, oh, nice Ling micro. Takes out the Stalker, and looks like that Zealot is just about to go down, and goes down. Looks like he's scanning for any pylons. Doesn't look like TLO got any down. Of course, crying out that Void Ray now. I don't know about his composition here. He's getting an Evo chamber, and he's getting a second one, so and only one gas still. So it looks like he's going for a Ling style, and looks like they had to pause for a second, but now they're back in. But as I was saying, I'm not sure if this heavy Ling style looks like he's going for. He hasn't got a Roach Warren yet, and if you're going for a defensive Roach play, you probably get Roach Warren in about 7 minutes, or 7 minutes 05, and that way at 8 minutes of the game you can start pumping out Roaches, and he hasn't got those. He is getting Carapace. If he starts getting melee attack, that'll be the tell. Yep, melee attack, here we go. So, this is going to be very heavy Lings, probably going to get some Infestors or something to deal with the air units. He doesn't quite know about them yet, but he'll know momentarily. And this style can be good for counterattacking. Of course, the first Void Ray is now making harassing him a bit. He's got 2 queens down here. It's a good harass sort of style, but on this map, it's going to be really hard to breach the front. And I think he's going to need something a bit beefier than just Lings. He's getting his layer now, and second gas. Looks like he did a double extractor trick, so he must have got the supply blocked. And he's a little bit ahead of the Protoss at the moment. The Protoss is starting to get into that stride where it's going to start building up forces really quickly. He's using that Void Ray to harass the Watchtower, so this is going to be really annoying. He doesn't want to have any surprises coming in from the Zealots, but that's of course what's going to happen. And he is getting +1 melee attack as well, and looks like he's going to beat the Zerg in the upgrade race for now, but there will be a little bit of a moment where the Zerg will catch up. And it really depends on getting a good surround on the ground units and not letting any proxy pylons go up. Looks like he's getting an Infestation Pit and a couple of Spore Crawlers just to defend against the air units, and Heavy Ling Infester. I think this would be a better build versus Terran, although sometimes you'd better use a sort of different style and it can catch people off guard. 3 Void Rays now going into the main, and they'll get a few Overlords, but they're not going to do that much damage. And oh, here come a lot of Zealots and some Stalkers and a couple of Sentries, and that's going to be very dangerous. No creep connecting the main and the natural, so these Queens are going to have to walk down really slowly, and actually creep speed not very good by GameOfDrones, unfortunately. Looks like he's trying to take out these rocks, and oh, he might be careful, he might be caught off by these units, and oh, there's a lot of Zealots. +1 Zealots are going to rip through those Zerglings until they get that +1. They do have the +1 now, but it's still going to not be a very good composition. 3 Void Rays, of course, harassing the Lings. He's trying to get a bunch of Spine Crawlers down, and also trying to take these rocks down so he can reinforce, but oh, with this pylon finishing, it's going to become really dicey for the GameOfDrones. He does have that proxy hatchery up now, and he's got a bunch of Lings ready to flank. He could try and flank the pylon when the units move in, and oh, looks like he's going for a counterattack, and I don't agree with this move. He's got a Zealot there already, and he could just warp in a Sentry or 2 and prevent it from going in, and I really don't think he's going to be able to do any damage here. And unfortunately, GameOfDrones does have all the Spine Crawlers at his 3rd, and not very much in his natural, so if WhiteRa realizes, he could just go straight into the main, basically, and probably wall off the ramp with some force fields. And looks like he's realized that, and these Zealots are ripping through these Zerglings. The supplies in the Protoss favor, but only just barely. But now that with those taking those Overlords, it's going to become ever harder for our Zerg player. Zealots going in, and looks like he's going to take out this hatchery, no sweat, and it's just not enough Zerglings. And they're trying to take out these pylons, and it's still taking a while. Unfortunately, he's getting an additional pylon in the base, and definitely going to lose his natural. He's evacuated to the main, and oh, this sneaky probe is just getting all their reinforcements out. There's just really no way he can engage this force at the moment. He's got a couple of fungal growths off, they were good fungals, but he's going to need a few more than that, and he doesn't have any energy. He's got this 3rd Infestor coming out here, and he could hit it with a good fungal. Is he going to get it? Oh no, it's going to go out. No, oh, got the fungal off at the very last second. It's not a complete loss. He's trying to go in, but there's just too many Zealots, and warping an additional round of Zealots, and that's a lot of Zealots. He's got a lot of gateways at home, and the Zerg player is just falling apart at this point. He's trying to get a 4th to try and establish that. He's going to need a new tech building zone. Kind of a nice build here, moving his Spine Crawlers to his natural, but he's going to lose all his drones here. His GameOfDrones, it looks like he's going to lose all his drones. Zealots are just ripping through these Zerg units, and just all he's warping in is Zealots, and that's all he needs to do. There is no Roaches in the field, no Banelings, he's just Zealots, and they're going to rip through those Zerglings. Unless he has that really good upgrade advantage, the Zerglings just don't stand a chance. trying to get a few spine crawlers down here, and he's in threat of losing his lair, infestation pit, and spawning pool. He is getting a new spawning pool down at his natural, I believe. But this place is completely forfeit, and he's going to try and go in for a counter, and he just can't get through this on Zealot. And we might take it out actually, but he's just going to have, warps in a couple of more Zealots, and those will be completely safe. Oh, he actually slips up there for a second and lets a few in. With these sentries, they'll be probably fine. A couple of infestors coming to do a bit of infested Terran harassment, but at this point, he is about 60 supply down, and there is no chance of winning. He is valiantly defending though. You always want to give your all. You don't want to just give up, but unfortunately in this case, I'm afraid he's going to have to. He did get inside the main with a few Zerglings, but he'll just additional Zealot round will probably clean those up. There's not enough energy on these infestors to do much, and I have to expect that he'll be GGing any second now. A couple of Void Rays still harassing. Actually, she's got 3 there still, and there goes the last Queen. And with that, there's no air defense. You can't even beat the ground or the air, and the Zerglings are just going in. Just a bit of a harassment, really. Maybe just trying to wear him out in an extended series. And these Zealots are just going to clean up the game, and unfortunately TLO, the Game of Drones, GG's, and WhiteRa is the victor. So thanks for watching guys, and see you later.